How's it going, everyone? Coach Javi here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back at a Keywood Stadium. We got here a little early. It's actually 7:45 in the morning, somewhere around there, so the sun hasn't completely come up yet. It's a bit gray and it's a bit dark. We wanted to get out here early so we can get the session going. Today, we're using my handy dandy QuickPlay replay stations. And check this out, this is pretty cool. So QuickPlay also sent me a ball bag, right? So it's just a regular ball bag on first appearance, but then it opens up and you can actually attach this. I'll show you guys in a little bit, but you guys can actually attach this to the crossbar there and make a target in the top bins right there. So that's what we're gonna do when we do the accuracy part of today's training. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true love, true to love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this.
Exercise 1, to start it off nice and light, we're just gonna put the cones in a cluster and then we're just gonna try and dribble without touching any of the cones. So fantastic warm up, start off really lightly, don't go too crazy, and then you can build into the speed in a little bit. So the first few sets, the most important part is we're using different parts of our foot. So we're using our left, we're using our right, we're using the laces, we're using the outside, we're using the inside, we're using the bottom of our foot. Just trying to get control with different parts of your foot. It's gonna make you more comfortable in a game. So after that, just a simple progression. We're gonna actually try and dribble now pretty quickly through the cluster of cones from one side to the other. When we get to one side, we're gonna try and hit the replay station, turn, go back in the other direction, go through the cones again, hit the replay station again, and come back. So we're trying to do this a little bit quicker now. Try to alternate the routes that you take to get to the other side, so use different cones, and again, continuing to use different parts of your feet. Trying to go a little bit quicker, but we're not trying to go too fast because we are still trying to work on the touches in the middle. And then obviously when you hit the replay station, see if you can check your shoulder as you receive the ball, just to build that habit like you would in a game. If you really want to do a fitness exercise, this is a really good one. So you can go for as long as you want. You can go a certain amount of times there and back, but all I'm doing is pretty much the same as the beginning, except I just changed the cone pattern now. It's like a little diag, and all you're doing is hitting against the wall and then dribbling through the diagonal cones and then coming back. You're obviously trying to go as quickly as you can, and it gets really tiring because you're just going back and forth, and it's a lot of quick bursts. So I did one set like that, and then I did another set where I flipped the boards and I had the ball come in the air, so now I'm trying to receive it out of the air, bring it down, turn, and then go through the cones. So depending on how the ball comes back from the replay station, or the height of the ball, or your positioning when the ball's in the air, you can either receive it, bring it down, and then turn, or you can try to open up and see if you can turn as you receive it. But because it's coming in the air, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So whichever way you want to do it, in a game there's going to be times where you can't always turn. You're going to have to get the ball from the air, and you're just going to have to play it back or receive with your back to the goal. So that's okay, we can practice those reps as well. But obviously we're trying to add a little bit of variation so that you try to expose yourself to as many game scenarios as you can.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Just go ahead, go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true love, true to love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah. Turn it up, turn it up.
Okay, so for the next exercise, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna flip the replay station around the other way, so not upside down so that it gives me the ball in the air, but actually if you flip it the other way and then you put the legs on the other side, it gives you a different surface, which is supposed to be a little bit more of like for reaction training. So when you hit it, you're not exactly sure where it's gonna bobble because it's got these little grooves, which I think is cool. And this is the first time that I'm actually gonna use this feature. So we'll test it out, we'll see how it goes. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dribble to one of the replay stations, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna turn, and then I'm gonna hit the next one facing the goal. And then wherever the ball ends up, I'm gonna take my touch and then try to score on goal. So I think for the first few reps, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pass it into the corners because I have bad hamstrings and I don't like to go straight into shooting before I've done some like actual passing. That's what we're gonna do first. And then as we build into it, I'll try to hit it with a little bit more power. Okay, so in my personal philosophy, there is no right or wrong. Football, soccer, it's just a game of opinions, really. Anything that you do can be right, it can be wrong, depends on the setting, depends on your environment, depends on a lot of different factors. So when I come out to these training sessions, it's all about getting creative and doing things that you think are gonna make you better and working on your strengths, working on your weaknesses. So oftentimes you guys will see when I'm doing these sessions is that mid-exercise, I'll change up the layout or the design of the exercise. So I'll move around the cones, I'll move around the replay stations. I'll move things around because sometimes they just don't work. So I might draw them out at home and I might have a perfect little booklet of all the exercises that I can do, and I might get, you know, booklets from the internet about the best exercise that you can do, but then when I get out here, they don't necessarily work for me. I have to switch them around. So don't be afraid to fail, don't be afraid to move things around and make it a little bit better for you individually.
Failure means you've now learned another valuable lesson that pushes you one step closer to success. Failure is not the end all. People keep getting buried on the failure. I bet you that you have failed more times than anyone in this room.
Absolutely.
I promise you have. I'm willing to bet that I have failed more times than anyone in this room because I have attempted so many things that you have no idea.
Okay, Coach Javi's starting to feel the hamstring, so we're gonna end the shooting there. And we're just gonna finish off with a simple touch exercise. Again, with the replay stations, just passing it into one of the walls that's upside down. We're gonna receive it from the air, and then we're gonna hit one on the ground, and we're just gonna keep repeating. So just using this as like a cool down and to finish off with a lot of touches.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my choo-choo-la, choo-choo-la. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. You better grab that tambourine. Bring it.
And I think that's gonna be it for the session today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, don't overcomplicate yourself too much with the individual training sessions. It's not about doing the fanciest drills or the fanciest exercises. Just focus on very, very simple concepts. When you do your session, make sure that if you have to rearrange anything or change anything, you go ahead and do that. Don't worry about what you had planned. Do what's gonna make you better. All right, look how cool this is though. Until next time, and adios, muchachos.